Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Mohd Hasrol Hafiz. My name is Siti Nurwardah Habibah binti Fazil, and today me and my group mates, which is we are from group 7 from AAP 2253A, are going to make a presentation of our project 1, which is about the feasibility study of Dewan Seri Iskandar UiTM Perak. Together with me is NAJWA binti JAZMI, ILYA WAHDATUL SAUDAH, Siti MAISYARAH, ARDINI FIRAS, and also Mohd MUSTAQIM bin Siti. So I hope you will sit down and enjoy our video presentation. Thank you.
My name is Siti MAISYARAH, and next I will proceed with the term of reference. University Technology Mara Perak branch has hired us to advise them on investment proposal decision making. Dewan Seri Iskandar, a Seri Iskandar campus block, is the investment plan. Therefore, our firm will conduct a market analysis and feasibility study report using relevant information to support and advise them. The objective of this study is to explore the client's interest in spending a given amount of money on a prospective real estate. This research focuses on the following, which are to determine the profitability and viability of proposed investment, to determine the payback period of the proposed investment, to propose the highest and best use for the investment. Next, for methodology, in order to acquire relevant information on the property and the study, the feasibility study used secondary data collection and analysis from National Property Information Center, Sistem Maklumat Guna Tanah Perancangan Bersepadu, Valuation and Property Services Department of Malaysia, Department of Statistik Malaysia, and Jabatan Ukur dan Pemetaan Malaysia. Next is for particular of title. This land is a freehold and it is owned by UiTM Shah Alam. The express condition for this land is bangunan, pendidikan dan latihan, institusi pengajian awam, and the restriction in interest is tanah ini tidak boleh dipindah milik, dipajar atau dipajak kecil tanpa kebenaran Menteri Besar Perak.
Next one, I will explain about the site, location and ruling of Dewan Seri Iskandar, which is our subject property for this project 1. So the first one will be the descriptions of site location. This site location is located at UiTM Cawangan Perak Campus Seri Iskandar, and also this declared as bangunan in the Geran. And actually, Seri Iskandar is a good development area because it contains commercial, industrial and also residential area. The next one will be the location of the subject property. Subject property is also known as Dewan Seri Iskandar, or also we call it as DSI, and it is located near to Pusat Islam and Dewan Serbaguna FSPU and FSSR. So you can see the location plan that has attached in the appendices. The next one will be the descriptions of subject property. DSI is the main hall of UiTM Perak Campus Seri Iskandar, and it can occupy with students and also the major events. And it is up to 4,000 people that can be accommodated in this 2-story facility area. And the construction of this subject property begins in 3rd of September 2000 and ended at 12th of December 2001. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is ILYA WAHDATUL and I'm going to explain on the site analysis. For accessibility, Dewan Seri Iskandar is located in UiTM Seri Iskandar within the Seri Iskandar town. This town is located between Lumut and Ipoh. It can be accessed via Ipoh-Lumut Highway. The routes to Seri Iskandar based on the starting location would possibly go through Kampar, Tapah, Bidor, Sungkai, Slim River, Tanjung Malim, Bukit Beruntung and others. For neighbourhood, the neighbourhood of UiTM Seri Iskandar is occupied by a variety of places with different purpose. For education centres, there are SK Iskandar Perdana and University Technology Petronas. Residential area, there is Taman Iskandar Perdana. For entertainment, is Billion Shopping Centre. There is also EconSafe and Lotus for necessities shopping. For public services and amenities, the public services provided at the Dewan Seri Iskandar includes water supplies, phone lines, sewerage, and electricity. The amenities provided within the surrounding will help a lot of people to do daily routines, such as the nearest public transportation is Seri Iskandar bus station, and for healthcare, there is Clinic Shifa that operates 24 hours.
Next is design analysis. So we look at the layout of the building. For ground floor, it has the main stage, men's and women's toilet and dressing rooms, and also a store. As for the first floor, it includes a press room, an audience sitting space, a control room, and a VIP room. One of UiTM Seri Iskandar blocks is Dewan Seri Iskandar. This two-story hall can hold up to 4,000 people and has parking for vehicles. Dewan Seri Iskandar was completed on 12 December 2001. Here are 4 different viewpoints on Dewan Seri Iskandar, which is front, left, right, and back view.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is FIRAS, and I will show you to the next topic, which is socio-economic. So the first subtopic is economy. Malaysia's economic performance has been greatly boosted by the progressive reopening of some economic operations, with longer operating hours, permission for social activities, and cross-state level. With 3.1% growth in 2021, Malaysia's economy recovered from a negative 5.5% growth the year before. In terms of growth, 5 states outperformed the national average of 3.1%, which are Penang, Selangor, Terengganu, Perak, and Kedah. Similarly, the agriculture sector grew by 3.1% owing to an increase in oil palm, vegetable, and fruit activities. However, Perak State's GDP performance in the same year was better than the national level, which decreased by 2.4%. Perak was also ranked 5th in the list of states with higher GDP performance than the national average. Perak's GDP performance in 2021 shows a good improvement, growing at a rate of 3.5% and recording a value added of 76.8 billion ringgit compared to 74.2 billion ringgit in 2020. Go to the next subtopic, which is population. With an annual population growth rate of 0.2%, Malaysia's estimated total population in 2022 will be 32.7 million, up from 32.6 million in 2021. The decrease in the non-citizen population from 2.6 million in 2021 to 2.4 million is what is causing the population growth rate to slow. The population of citizens increased from 30 million in 2021 to 30.2 million in 2022, with a growth rate that fell from 0.8% to 0.7% over that time. The proportion of people who are 15 to 64 years old increased from 96.4% in 2021 to 69.5% in 2022. The proportion of male foreign workers among non-citizens is the cause of the fall in this working age group. For Perak State, the annual population growth rate of 0.8%, estimating population climbed from 2,496,000 in 2020 to 2,515.8,000 in 2021. With a total population of 888,800, Kinta has the greatest population among the other 12 administrative districts in 2020, followed by Larut Matang, which are 269,600, and Manjung, which are 247,000. While the graduate labour force participation rate remained at 85% from the previous year. According to the chart above, the graduate labour force participation rate is 81.9%, increasing by 2.1 percentage points from 79.8% in 2020. In 2018, the state of Perak has 374 health services, which include government hospitals, health clinics, One Malaysia clinics, public medical center, and child health clinics. Next, we go to the last subtopic for me, which is the occupation. Occupation, in other hand, will ever be stable. Graduates aged from 44 and up earn the middle and highest average salaries and wages from RM 6,433 ringgit and 7,017 ringgit respectively. Furthermore, graduates aged 24 and below earned the medium and lowest average salaries and wages, totaling around 1,590 ringgit and 1,984 ringgit respectively. Overall, the average graduate salary and monthly wage in Perak in 2021 is 4,200 ringgit, higher than 3,955 ringgit in 2020. Meanwhile, the median salary and monthly wage for graduates in 2021 is 3,438 ringgit. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am NAJWA binti JAZMI. I will proceed by explaining the market analysis of our feasibility study. Firstly is the GDP growth rate of Malaysia. As we can see in the chart, for the quarterly GDP, Malaysia's GDP continued to grow by 14.2% as opposed to 8.9% in the second quarter of 2022. High growth was seen in the year's first quarter due to the reopening of the international borders after the COVID-19 lockdown. For the monthly GDP, monthly economic performance improved to 15.8% in July, followed by 15.3% in August, and then dipped to 11.6% in September 2022. Economy expanded by 9.3% overall over the first 3 quarters of 2022. Next, we continue by looking at the GDP growth rate of Perak. As we can see in the chart, Perak's economy is crucial to the development of Malaysia since it is one of the largest contributors to our country's economy. Its share of the country's GDP rose from 5.3% in the 2019 to 5.5% in the 2020. The state economy remained stable in 2020 despite a pandemic crisis. The state's economy shrank by just 2.3% in 2020. More than 60% of the state's GDP was generated by the services sector, which is most important to Perak's economy. Lastly, for the demand analysis, in the first 9 months of 2021, number and value of transactions grew by 14.3% and 11.3% in the commercial subsector. This shows improvement compared to the previous year. But however, this is still below the level seen in the months before the 2019 pandemic. Perak's commercial subsector was only mildly impacted by the lockdown that required employees to work from home. In 2022, it is anticipated that the commercial real estate market will gradually rebound. That's all from me for the market analysis. Thank you for your attention.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is MUSTAQIM PJT and I will continue the presentation for financial analysis, which is the main part of this assignment. Since Dewan Seri Iskandar is a special property, to calculate capital invested, we can use the appropriate valuation method. So we are decided to calculate the capital invested by using cost method. As you can see at our slide, you can see the MFA, GFA, and also AFA. And then after we have calculated, as you can see, the market value we got is RM16,800,000. To get a market rental comparable to Dewan Seri Iskandar, there are many ways to use, such as annual equivalent method, decapitalization, rental comparison, or profit method. We have used the rental comparison by using office building as our comparable. As you can see, we have choose comparable 2 because it has lowest adjustment rather than the other comparable. We have calculated that the fair market value with 3% of ARY and the fair market value is RM17,200,000. After that, we start to calculate the exit value with RM 20,153,000, and then we calculate payback method and also ROI with 16.64% and for ROCE with 8.83%. Other than that, we calculate the discounted cash flow DCF with 5% and 6% present value has been used and calculate for the IRR. The result is we got 8.83% in ROCE and 5.1304 in IRR. That's all for me. I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Last but not least is the advice and recommendation. We would advise for the investment proposal on Dewan Seri Iskandar to be accepted as we figured out that it is viable and profitable. Investors are encouraged to invest in the subject property. The calculation shows that the viability index calculated using IRR is 5.13%. For profitability index, the return on investment ROI is 16.64% and the return on capital employed ROCE is 8.83%. The IRR is higher than the all-risk yield. The IRR also is lower than the ROCE and ROI, which means investment in Dewan Seri Iskandar is profitable and worth it. That is all from our group. Thank you very much for your attention.